Frontier AI labs have scaled beyond the software sector. They are behaving as state-aligned power blocks, merging corporate interests with national security. They are executing a strategy of governance by access. The labs themselves dictate the moral frameworks, draft the infrastructure terms, and control the velvet ropes. Rather than seeking rules from regulators, these proto-sovereign institutions are actively negotiating the terms of their own operating rights. OpenAI is running a dual-track playbook, balancing broad civic messaging against highly specific legal engineering. On the public track, they release multi-actor child safety blueprints and an industrial policy focused on resilient institutions. On the legislative track, they are backing Illinois Senate Bill 3444. This flowchart shows how the proposed law functions. It shields frontier model developers from liability for critical harms, provided they publish safety protocols and avoid intentional misconduct. This move converts safety disclosure into a prerequisite for legal immunity. Anthropic illustrates the inverse scenario. What happens when a lab's ethical boundaries collide with military demands? The company refused to allow its models to be used for mass domestic surveillance or fully autonomous weapons. In response, the Department of Defense slapped Anthropic with a supply chain risk designation, effectively blacklisting them. A D.C. appeals court just declined an emergency request to block that blacklisting while the litigation proceeds. For strategic infrastructure, the national security state treats ethical dissent as a procurement problem to be solved with leverage. Anthropic's Project Glasswing, specifically the Claude Mythos preview, embodies this restricted access reality. This network topology maps a cybersecurity model backed by $100 million in credits. It is already identifying major vulnerabilities across operating systems and browsers. Anthropic is explicitly withholding this model from the public. Significant decisions regarding operational power are moving into elite velvet-roped consortiums. The frontier labs want to be trusted as public interest stewards, but protected as defense contractors when liability is on the line. The May 19th Anthropic hearing in Washington will serve as the formal stress test for lab autonomy versus government leverage. Ultimately, the concept of responsible AI has transitioned from an ethical framework into a contested operating license, brokered behind closed doors.